from the station that's on your side. Breaking news.
We have some breaking news to pass along this afternoon. President Biden has been briefed on a school shooting that happened in Michigan. 3 people are dead, at least 6 more shot at a school between Flint, Michigan and Detroit. A 15-year-old sophomore is in custody for this. Police believe all 3 people killed were students. They say they found a semi-automatic handgun. They believe 15 to 20 shots were fired, and police do think the teen acted alone. But just a horrific scene in Michigan, and as we learn more, we will certainly pass that along. Taking a live look now at the New York Stock Exchange, where the Dow closed for the day. Around 4 stocks dropped this morning. And Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell says financial conditions may get worse as the new Omicron variant causes a lot of uncertainty in the markets. He also said the uncertainty over the supply chain might cause inflation to rise into next year. So coming up in 10 minutes, we're going to hear more about the economy and the domino effect of all of this for us. The shortage of teachers in South Carolina schools has gotten significantly worse in just the last year. At the start of the school year, there were more than 1,000 school jobs open across the state. Mary Green breaks down a new report that's giving us more insight into all these unfilled positions.
The number of teaching vacancies across South Carolina this school year is more than a 50% increase from last year and nearly a 90% jump from just 2 years ago.
When more than 1,000 classrooms in South Carolina started this school year with a vacant teaching position, that means that we have thousands of students across our state that are at an educational disadvantage from the very start of the year.
The 2021 Educator Supply and Demand Report, released by the Center for Educator Recruitment, Retention, and Advancement, or SARA, compiles data collected from surveys of almost all of South Carolina's public school districts. The report attributes what it describes as the drastic increase in the number of vacant positions, in largest part to more teachers leaving their jobs. It says from last year to this year, nearly 7,000 educators left their teaching or service jobs, which include school librarians, counselors, and psychologists. That's more than a 15% increase in departures from the year before. According to the survey, most of the teachers left for personal or family reasons or to retire. Around a quarter of them took another teaching job in a different district in the state. In a statement, State Superintendent of Education Molly Spearman says this report is a stark reminder of the tremendous challenge our schools face in recruiting and retaining classroom educators, and should serve as a wake-up call for decision makers at the state and local levels to act quickly to make certain that every child is served by an outstanding teacher and reaches their full potential.
Superintendent Spearman says the state is using part of its federal pandemic relief money on teacher recruitment programs and asking the General Assembly for more than $160 million to raise teacher salaries across the board. Reporting from the South Carolina Department of Education, I'm Mary Green.
The more than 1,000 vacancies at the start of this year is the highest that number has been in the 20 years the survey has been administered in South Carolina school districts. Sarah says it will request mid-year data from districts in February to try to track how many of those vacancies have been filled or if even more jobs open up. But that is a crisis. We need good teachers for our kids. Taking a look outside, we have Riley Hale. He is in
10 minutes. Laura?
All right, thanks, Riley. A manhunt now scaling back. It's for a man wanted for several charges in the North Augusta area. Edgefield County deputies and 7 other agencies are looking for Trevante Langford, who's believed to be somewhere within a 5-mile radius from Sweetwater Road out to Highway 23. Langford is wanted on several charges, including kidnapping, criminal sexual conduct, and domestic violence. Deputies say they don't believe he's a threat to the community, only to the victim and their family. Langford is described to be 6'3", 240 pounds. He was last seen wearing black pants, a white shirt, black jacket, and a gray stocking cap. So if you see him, definitely call 911. Richmond County deputies say they're looking for this man who's wanted for a possible kidnapping. Authorities say James Tedder also goes by Ted Tedder. He's wanted after a victim told them she was kidnapped by Tedder at a motel in Washington Road. This happened on November 20th, and it is also in connection to a man who reportedly had rooms at a sleep-in in a nearby suburban inn on Clawson Road. Tedder is described as 5'6", weighs 170 pounds, possibly drives a gold van. If you have any information, definitely call investigators. A man has been shot and killed after an attempted robbery at his home late Monday night in Thompson. The GBI says Frank Brinson was shot around 10:50 last night while 2 men tried to rob his home on Dallas Drive right down the road from the Thompson Canaan Heights Church. Brinson was then sent to the hospital, but he later died from his injuries. The GBI and McDuffie County deputies say if you have any information, give them a call. We could have a decision by Friday about the lawsuit filed by SRS employees over the vaccine mandate. There was a hearing today in Columbia over that lawsuit. 79 former employees filed that suit last month after SRS announced it was going with the federal vaccine mandate and gave them their walking papers. The Biden administration announced yesterday they're holding off until January with letting anyone go who doesn't follow the mandate. So we don't know how or if that could impact the judge's decision in this case, but we will keep you posted. A 5-year-old is now dead after a 3-year-old shot him to death on Thanksgiving. That shooting happened in an apartment building in South Fulton near Atlanta, just 30 minutes south of Atlanta, when that 3-year-old accidentally fired the gun, killing his cousin. The gun was found under a sofa cushion. The grandmother said the father was in the home at the time of the shooting. The child's mother died earlier this year. Now the family is coping with the loss of them both.
That ain't something that you can really live with. I mean, accidents do happen. They happen every day. It's just something you try to cope with.
Cannot even imagine what that family's going through. Detectives say they have questions and concerns, obviously, as to how the child got a hold of that unsecured weapon in the first place. They are investigating, but just a tough time for